Chances are, if you do the work, people might doubt the validity of your relationship, just like they are with Nick Olandria. Chicks in the Office, Nick Vial, Lil Yachty. These people are a little shocked that Nick is actually into Olandria and they have left the island.
Nick and Olandria's relationship is completely fake. I do believe that they are friends. I believe that they're good friends. But I also believe that if Sierra was still on the show and she did not have a problematic past, that he would be dating Sierra right now, not Olandria. Therefore, I believe that the relationship is completely fake. And if you believe the relationship is real, that's good for you. But let's look at his past relationships and who he normally dates. And let me tell you, it is not black women. I'm not saying you can't go from dating all white women, Hispanic women, whoever, and dating a black woman. I just can't believe that they are together.
Nick is a hot, white, popular guy who is about to cash out on some significant brand deals. Guess what that makes him in the dating pool? High value. According to old metrics, he has one of the highest social values that anyone in this country can possibly have. So guess what? He's assumed to pick someone with similar high social value. Shocker. Some white women will assume that that is them. What is the entire social history of dark-skinned black women in this country? Oh, being legally assigned the lowest social ranking. In the mid-2010s, when you're having content for black people by black people, you were getting explicit calls to not cast dark-skinned women. They only wanted light-skinned girls. The country's default social positioning, legal positioning towards dark-skinned black women, use them and leave them. Some of you hear that and go, oh, Alex, are you saying that white people are bad? No, I'm saying that a country, any country, will make up an arbitrary story about the bodies that they happen to kidnap and capture to get capital out of. People with European ancestry, they're not the problem. A racist and classist socialization, that's the issue. People assumed that Sierra, who they ranked in their heads as higher value than Olandria because she was lighter skinned, was going to recouple up with Nick at the end of all this. Lil Yachty himself doesn't even probably fully grasp why he doubts in a love like this, because all people have are their default metrics. It's amazing to me that so many other people have walked off this show, or even The Bachelor, and yes, of course, people have their, oh, it's reality TV, maybe it's not real, but the level of interrogation that they're getting is not because they were on reality TV. It's because this is a love story people are not used to seeing, and they're not used to legitimizing in their own head. Just like Sierra, they didn't see Olandria as a threat to their connection or access to Nick, because what is Olandria to them? We all have preferences, not because we're all inherently evil, but because we've been socialized. And just like so many aspects of our American history, at any moment we can stand up and say, oh, the story about these bodies and the story about my body, it's not true.
And I do believe you have to be in a certain tax bracket to understand some women's beauty. I believe that wholeheartedly. Let me break this down to you. The darker the woman is, the more petite the woman is. Let's talk about Olandria from Love Island. You have to be a very, very wealthy man to understand her level of beauty. And I believe this goes for a lot of women. Like, we see when y'all get with the rappers, they could be A-list rappers, B-list rappers, C-list rappers. You know, some of them could be thousandaires, millionaires, whatever. They're kind of like the same aesthetic, you know, BBL, light skin, you know, big butt, you know, all of those different caveats and things of that nature. It's always the same. But when you're talking about the men with real money that's in a very high tax bracket, they like their women obviously more thinner, because at the end of the day, we know that thinness equates to, you know, wealth. But not only that, those billionaires like women that are dark skinned like Olandria and have, like I said, very model-esque features, like very African features too. Like, they like black women that look like black women. Does that make sense? Like, Lupita is a perfect example. Growing up, my mom would always tell me Lupita was like one of the prettiest women she'd seen. She was like, this woman's beauty is like unmatched. It wasn't until I got older where I really appreciated like her kind of beauty and her featurism and texturism in her hair and how her like face and her body and just how everything. That lady is drop dead gorgeous. And at the end of the day, you will never see her trying to date a rapper or a basketball player or someone along that nature, because her beauty does not resonate well with men like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to be like a certain tax bracket. Like, oh, you a citizen of Monaco or some shit to be with a woman that beautiful. Like, if I could ever be reincarnated, I'd come back to the world as a dark-skinned, skinny black woman with high cheekbones. Like, to me, top tier features, baby. You can get you a billionaire. Do y'all see the CEO of Netflix and his wife? Do you see what's happening? Like, y'all not understanding because we're so used to, you know, lighter skin and different features being the beauty standard. Like, y'all really just don't know. And I think that some women have the kind of beauty that propels tax brackets, essentially. Like, you can never date a regular because they don't even understand. Y'all don't even, you don't even understand what type of beauty this is. You don't even understand what's going on. You don't even know what's going on. Like, this woman is beautiful. Like, your brain can't even comprehend it. Like, you're just like, no. Like, it's a certain type of beauty that maybe it might be intellect, but I don't want to be like, okay, rappers are dumb or anything like that, or basketball players are dumb, but you got to have a certain level, and to me, it's just money to understand true beauty. Like, so yeah, beauty does transcend tax brackets, and I hope that girl Olandria, she understands that. Those men on Love Island are never going to do anything for her, any other man like that, because they don't even understand her beauty. They don't even know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. All they see is women like Huda, which I don't watch the show, but how could you not see all the propaganda for it? Light skin, dark hair, big lips, whatever, what type of features and what type of colors. Those men will never be able to understand and perceive her beauty, and that's just the truth.
So I was scrolling online, multiple social media websites, when I came across a lot of discourse about Olandria's beauty. A lot of people believed that they don't think Olandria is beautiful, they think that her beauty is overhyped, they don't think that she looks that good. And then I clicked the profiles of the people who were going to war defending her looks, and the people who were going to war defending why they thought she was not beautiful. And then I was like, you know what? It all makes sense. In order to understand Olandria's beauty, you need to be one or two things, or all both. You need to be non-black, and you need to be in a certain tax bracket. It's a reason why when almost all of the non-black men entered the villa, they all looked at Olandria and they wanted her. It's a reason why they said, and I quote, "She is one of the most beautiful women they've ever seen." Don't get me wrong, I love black people. I will defend us with brim and fire. But we are heavily influenced by European features. But somehow, some way, to other black people, African features do not look good. But to the outside world, they are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get what we have. As to the next point, yes, Olandria is not going to be beautiful to a certain group of men. She is not going to be the type of the MLB, NBA, NFL players. But you know who type she is? The MLB, NBA, NFL owners type. She's the tech executive type. She's the CEO of a Fortune 500 or a major bank type. She's the hotelier type. She's the CEO of a major trading company type. You would need to be around those kinds of people, in those circles, around those groups, to understand why her beauty is on a next level. I remember being in high school getting teased for my very defined cheek structure, my very defined jawline, my very wide nose, my very big lips. But you know what? When I entered the dating scene, you know who was eating it all up? The ballers and the shot callers. I went from being very insecure about my features and wanting to change them to now my features getting the bills paid. So no, Olandria may not be beautiful to you, but that's probably because you either have a problem with ethnic features or you're broke. Hate to say it, but or all both.
You're quite the catch.